All right, so what I wanted to go over right now is Amagansett Press. That's Jason from Amagansett Press and his son Ben from Watching the Watchmen got arrested. Today's the 13th, and this video was uploaded on the 13th, so I'm thinking maybe it happened on the 12th. Let me see if I've got... I don't see the date. I'm thinking it may have been the 12th or the 13th, but he was in jail for 6 hours. He and his son were in jail for 6 hours. They posted bond, and I'm not going to tell you what happened until the end of this video right here. It's a 31-minute video. I just want to hit some highlights, and 11 minutes and 30 seconds into the video, you have the first interaction as they're recording on a public street, a publicly accessible sidewalk, not blocking anybody's way. They're just recording the UPS station. Apparently there's a school across the street, and the law enforcers inform them of that, but they're not interested in recording the school across the street. They're interested in recording UPS. They have a conversation with one or two of the UPS employees. Apparently the UPS employees called some of these law enforcers out, and this is the first contact by the first law enforcer from, looks like, the Bay County Sheriff's Department. Here's how that went.
How you guys doing?
Never talk to police.
How you guys doing again?
What can I help you with?
What can I help you with, sir? I need
Absolutely
to know
nothing.
What are you guys doing?
I asked you, what can I help you with?
I had a complaint, so I'm following up on it.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to stop you.
What are we doing? That's what I'm asking.
The thing about law enforcement officers is they want so bad for you to engage with them, and then when you don't, it's like they get their feelings hurt. They have massive egos anyway, and it's not, they don't even walk up to you with a chip on their shoulder. It's more like a 2x4 or a 2x6, an 8-foot long 2x6 on their shoulder. So they want you to engage with them, and one of the most dangerous things that you can do on American soil is engage with a rights trampling law enforcer. So I don't blame anybody for not talking to the police, because the more you say to the police, the more they can hold your words against you, which is a very dangerous thing, because the justice system is not a justice system, it's an injustice system. And this same guy who's not being responded to like he wants is going to try to turn the tables on Jason and Ben, and then also not answer questions. So, you know, it goes both ways, and it's fine. If you don't want to interact with somebody, you're free to not interact with somebody. The problem is they try to force you and coerce you into an interaction where it's non-consensual. It's like they force you into a non-consensual interaction. You don't want to be in the situation. They want you to be in the situation, and then they get mad because you don't play their game.
Are you guys here at the church, or what are we doing?
It all sounds nice and innocuous at first. No. Didn't like that. Goes back to his car, and then he comes back to inform him that we got another unit coming. We're not wasting enough resources on somebody who's engaged in a constitutionally protected activity. So we need to waste more resources and manpower.
I got a unit coming.
Got a unit coming? Good.
Gonna call for backup.
Is there any reason I should have to answer questions? See, you don't answer them either.
Look at that.
Right on. Good for you.
Now, what if Jason just kept dogging him with questions like the cops do to you? Hey, can I help you? Why are you out here? Why are you pointing that camera here? Do you have credentials? Why don't you give us your ID? And just keep on going and going and going. And then what if the cameraman, in this case it's Jason and Ben, but any cameraman, what if a cameraman started trying to force the badged, uniformed law enforcer? What if they tried to force those badged law enforcers to having a conversation that they don't quite want to have? And then start issuing threats against them. Hey, you know what? You're in violation of penal code, whatever, and you're about to go down, and I've just called for backup. Well, that calling for backup, if you did that to them, said, hey, we got about 5 more guys. 5 more of my guys are coming down, Mr. Law Enforcer. He would probably take that as a threat.
Isn't that a unit? It's got a unit here.
One unit's not good enough.
Maybe a unit means something else.
Okay, now here's the interaction. Here's the second interaction with another guy who ends up being the commanding officer of all 5 officers who end up arriving on the scene.
How we doing, sir?
Yeah, what's going on?
Good. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay, well, you're across from school with your cameras. We're just trying to figure out what's going on with you.
Across from school? What?
Across from the school with
Oh, okay.
cameras.
I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Across from the school with
Yeah.
cameras? Well,
Yeah.
all right. So what does that mean?
Well, to be honest with you, there's actually a Florida statute in reference to the 500-foot safety zone of the schools.
Okay.
And we're just trying.
Oh, we didn't know you were statute enforcers. We thought you were law enforcers. Oh, we didn't know that you took an oath to uphold, protect, and defend the statutes of the state of California. We thought it was the Constitution. Silly us.
Trying to figure out who's. You have to admit you're kind of suspicious looking out here across from school,
You
right?
think I'm suspicious looking?
Not you personally, sir. Your activities.
I'm working on a video about UPS.
Okay, well, that's all you had to tell the man. That's what he was asking.
I always get a kick out of that. Excuse me, I choked on my water when they said that. You're looking awfully suspicious out here, sir, exercising your constitutional rights that I swore to protect, defend, and uphold against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Wow, that sounds really weird when I say it like that.
Okay, well, that's all you had to tell the man. That's what he was asking.
Well, I think it's obvious. I don't have to tell. I actually don't have to tell him anything. I don't have to tell you anything. I'm trying to be courteous with you.
Okay, well, I don't think I'm being rude to you at all, sir.
I didn't say you were.
Okay.
And can I ask name and badge number, please?
Yeah, actually, I'm Sergeant Granger, number 48.
Okay.
43,
And can I get your
43.
43? And can I get your name and badge number there?
Derek Swan, 128.
I couldn't hear you last name.
Derek Swan, 128.
Thank
so
you, sir.
you'll know the guy from UPS, he called me on my phone. So.
Well, then why don't you go speak to him?
Sir, I came out to speak to you. You would not answer. You're saying more now than you did earlier. No one would say anything, so I called myself.
You're saying more now than you were saying earlier as well. Yeah, you are. Well, it's all on video. So, can I help you gentlemen with anything?
No, we're just trying to figure out what was going on, sir. You're across the street from the school, and in Florida statute.
If you were driving by, would you have to figure out what was going on? If you drove by and you only had 5, 6, 7 seconds to determine what somebody with a camera was doing on the sidewalk, wouldn't you determine? Would you be sitting there going, I can't figure out for the life of me what that guy's doing standing on a publicly accessible sidewalk, taking pictures or, film of the UPS station. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. This isn't rocket science. It's a guy with a camera pointed at a building.
Actually forbids people from being within 500 feet of the school without legitimate purpose.
That's not true.
It's not?
No.
Okay.
So every one of these cars driving down this street that doesn't have a legitimate purpose at the school is violating a statute?
They have legitimate purpose, sir. They're picking these kids up from school.
Not every one of them going down this street.
Okay. There actually is a statute in reference to that. And if you would like, I can get you the statute.
So
number you can
anybody that
look at.
does not have a legitimate purpose with what? With the school, or just a legitimate purpose in life?
Legitimate business being around the school.
Okay.
A legitimate purpose in life.
Well,
Yeah. And so that's all we're trying to do is establish that. We're looking out for the safety of the kids.
what, do you know what the statute number is on that?
No, but I can look it up for you. if
Yeah,
you'd
I'd
like
love to read it.
Absolutely.
Sure, appreciate you. Thank you.
Give me just a moment.
Statute enforcers.
You got a Florida statute. You can't be within 500 feet of a school without legitimate purpose.
And then who defines legitimate purpose? If the law enforcers are in charge of filling in the blank on the definition of legitimate purpose, now you have subjective. This isn't law. This isn't legality. It's not consistent with freedom and protecting your right to exercise a constitutionally protected freedom. It's all about going on a fishing expedition to take away rights and throw people in the prison so that you can enrich the coffers of the state.
Doesn't sound very constitutional.
It's not.
Does that sound constitutional to you, sir?
Now look, this guy stopped talking.
See, there you go, clamming up again. I thought we were having a conversation now. If you're going to give me the silent treatment, I'm going to do the same right back at you. So do you want to be a gentleman and have the conversation? Or do you want to just be silent with each other? All right. Well then, I'll tell you to kick rocks. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Adios. Don't bother me anymore.
All right, now here is an example, and Jason calls him out on this. Here's an example of rules are for thee, but not for me. Law enforcers violate their own laws as they pull you over for violating a statute. Watch this. Notice how he's parked in the roadway where people have to go around him, causing a traffic obstruction.
You got a legitimate safety concern here with the way he's parked.
True.
Can I get you to do me a favor before we continue this conversation?
Absolutely.
Can you just move over a couple of feet so all these people don't have to go into the opposing lane of traffic?
Florida statute 810.0975.
I'm happy to
is
go.
He's not interested. He's interested in breaking the law. He's interested in obstructing a roadway where people have to actually drive around him, thereby causing a dangerous situation on the roadways where it doesn't have to be. This guy's so dead set on coming up with a statute that he thinks somebody violated that he doesn't care what everybody else is doing. This man would not want his roadway obstructed when he's trying to pick up his kids. He's literally causing a bottleneck in this road. And if you or I did that, we would get some kind of citation. We would be fined for that.
Okay, but can you just move it over? All these vehicles are going into the opposing lane of traffic.
I'm telling you what the statute
If you're
number is
worried
that you
about safety.
requested.
All right, you've given it to me.
Okay.
That's just for my reference. I'm not violating your statute.
No, that actually is a statute that you're in violation of.
I'm not in violation of any statute.
Okay, look, what we're
I'm
going to
here.
do.
I have a legitimate business purpose.
Okay, and what is that? That's what
I'm
we're
working
trying
on
to
a story about you. I'm obviously a videographer.
Okay.
I'm a photojournalist, and I'm working on a story about UPS. Never filmed over at the school for a second. So I have a very legitimate purpose. I'm not violating.
Let's note the psychology of this whole thing. Let's watch it. Let's watch this cop's hands. Watch this. He's very nervous. He knows he's being recorded. He knows that he's wrong. He's on the wrong side of even his own law and his own codes and his own statutes, and he's nervously popping his fingers, popping his knuckles. He knows he's on the wrong side of this, as he knows also that he's on the wrong side of this traffic infraction that he's currently in the process of committing.
Into the opposing lane of
Watch
traffic.
his hand.
If you're worried about safety.
He's shaking.
All right, I've given it to me.
Okay.
That's just for my reference. I'm not violating your statute.
No, that actually is a statute that you're in violation of.
I'm not in violation of any statute.
Okay, look, what we're
I'm
going to
here.
do.
I have a legitimate business purpose.
Okay, and what is
I'm
that? That's what
working
we're
on a
trying to figure out.
story about you. I'm obviously a
Popping his
videographer.
knuckles.
Okay.
I'm a photojournalist, and I'm working on a story about UPS. Never filmed over at the school for a second. So I have a very legitimate purpose. I'm not violating your statute.
Do you have your ID so we can verify?
You don't need my ID to verify anything. I'm not violating your statute. You know I'm not.
Actually, you are. Sir.
No, I'm not.
Actually, you are.
No. Where was I aiming my camera when you pulled?
That's the ego bruised face. Oh boy, that's the if we were to add a Homer Simpson sound effect, it'd sound something like dope.
Hold up.
Whenever I pulled up, you were down the street. I have no idea that.
Aiming at the UPS building. You know what I was doing. It's on your camera too.
I don't even have a camera on that car.
No, well I have a camera, and so does he.
Okay.
So, am I being detained right now?
Nope, you're not being detained.
You're not being detained.
There we go. There we go.
All right, well then you gentlemen have a good day, and I would appreciate if you moved this out of the street. You seriously, look, the school bus is going into a second lane of traffic. That's more of a safety concern than a guy out here with a camera taking pictures of UPS. So I'd appreciate it if you would make this a safe place.
Is he videoing across at the school?
No, he didn't video mode it.
No.
No.
Oh, he didn't video mode it.
No, I did not. No. So that's the end of that story.
Note the resources here being spent on this ridiculosity.
So we got 3 more vehicles here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Did the UPS folks contract you to come out and do something with them, sir?
That's irrelevant.
Arrest forthcoming. This guy would not have to be standing in the street waving traffic by if this guy wasn't in the street.
So who's our highest ranking officer here that I can have a conversation with?
That'd be me.
That'd be you.
That'd
Okay,
be me.
very good. Well, so what can I help you with?
And right here, the maxim a stream can rise no higher than its source comes into play. If he right here is the source and they are the stream, then don't expect these people to be any more constitutional than this guy is, because his constitutional acumen is through the floor. He has none.
At this point, you're in violation of Florida Statute 810.
I am not in violation of any
0975.
Here we go.
For standing here taking pictures of UPS. I'm a photojournalist working on a story. Just to give you a little. You want to go with the school thing? This is my son.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not out here with my son doing anything nefarious.
Sir, I've asked
I'm
you
out
for
here working.
credentials. If you can provide credentials.
You told me I'm not being detained and I'm not breaking any laws, so I don't feel like I have any reason to give you any credentials. What would be the purpose of that? I literally am standing here with my camera facing that way, working on a story about UPS, and you gentlemen have all decided to come here and harass me today. That's what's going on.
Well, we didn't just decide
just because they don't know, they want to know why I'm here. That's up to them. You know, that's. I don't have any lawful reason to explain myself to anybody.
Other than the fact that you're across from 2 schools.
What does the statute say? The statute says be around a school without a lawful purpose. Now, the reason for that statute is to prevent people from doing nefarious things around school property.
You're exactly right. I agree with that.
I am a photojournalist working on a story, and I am out here taking video of a neighboring.
Credentials, sir.
I don't have what credentials would you like?
To prove that you're a journalist.
What would that look like?
I have no idea. Show me some kind of credentials.
There is no such thing.
If he doesn't know what that would look like, then if you gave him something, how would he know that he could verify that that is indeed what he was looking for? Crazy stuff here.
The government does not issue press passes. There is no such thing. I could print one up on my computer and show it to you. There's no such thing as a press pass.
Okay.
I've explained to you what I'm doing. I told you what I'm doing.
Okay. Is this the mountain you're going to die on, sir?
What do you mean is that the mountain I'm going to die on?
To put you in jail for your
Is this the mountain that you want to die on as I violate your rights? Is this the hill that it's all going to go down on as the cameras are rolling? Because look, hopefully this guy's body cam is on and we can FOIA request that. Not that it's necessary, but this guy right here does not want to be proved wrong in front of his underlings.
For what? So what would you like me to tell? So under threat of arrest, I'll give you my ID if that's what you want.
I want you to leave. That's all I'm asking you to do is leave the premises of these schools.
So you're going to throw me off? I'm not on the school premises. I'm across the street,
You're within
sir.
500 feet, as I've already explained to you, the school safety.
With a legitimate business purpose. Sir, I'll give you my... Wait, hold on.
There we go.
Get your hand out of your pocket.
There we go. I was then arrested for violating the violation of Florida statute 810.0975, trespassing a school safety zone. After 6 hours in a cell, I was released on $250 bail. That's just ridiculous money grubbing. This is called road piracy right here. The following day, I retained a Florida criminal defense attorney, Kevin Alvarez, in Tallahassee. Mr. Alvarez appeared in Bay County yesterday on my behalf at the courthouse for the first appearance hearing. Mr. Alvarez met with Assistant State Attorney Joshua James and presented him with the federal case law Gray versus Cole. That case law stems from a 2008 Southern District of Florida federal judge's ruling. The judge ruled that 810.0975, which this cop right here just pulled out to tell him he was in violation of, to be unconstitutional and permanently enjoined law enforcement statewide from enforcing it. So he just violated his own court order in his own state by his own judge. 20 minutes later, ADA James issued a complete dismissal of the charge and the state refused to proceed. I wonder why. Because of the fantastic quick work of attorney Kevin Alvarez, justice has been served. Mr. Alvarez, contact info is in the description. We are now working with a civil attorney who will be filing a federal lawsuit against the appropriate parties. Amen. It's just crazy how people will let their emotions get in the way. The chip on their shoulder gets so big that they can't even exercise the ability to see clearly so that they can make the right decisions. And then they end up trampling the very foundation of the freedoms that are supposed to be the underpinning of what this country is supposed to be. What I'll do is I'll leave when this video gets done rendering, because we're live right now, but when the video gets done rendering, I will leave the link to Amagansett Press's video right here. I'd like you to watch it there in its entirety. Again, we just saw a small snippet of 31 minutes, which is always very interesting to me. Let Jason and his son know what you think. His son's YouTube channel is Watching the Watchmen. I'll leave those links in the description and in the pinned comment for you. And leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought, please, in the comment section below this video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.